Q&A. Our second speaker will be Robert. And Robert's speech, it'll be 5 to 7 minutes, and it's speech number 7 out of his series of 7 speeches on emotional intelligence with the emotional self-control. So let's welcome Robert.
Madam Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, excuse me, distinguished guests, congratulations, you made it to the final speech on emotional intelligence, 7 of 7. And this is the most important one. This is about emotional self-control. And these, out of the 7 competencies of emotional intelligence, it is left for last, because it is the most difficult one. So, managing our own emotions, especially when something that we call emotional hijacking happens. Sometimes we are faced with situations, sometimes they are just a blur, a moment. I think in this country is referred as people pushing our buttons. Something happened and we have a knee-jerk reaction. Instead of having an appropriate emotional response, we just react. And usually it's not pretty. So it is important to understand what that is and exactly what happens. Often we just become angry and we lash out with that anger. Now, anger, that reaction, it's important to understand it is caused by pain. So when we experience that, we need to step back and think and focus not on the anger but on the pain that is causing that anger. I told you, I shared the different things about me. Besides being a life coach, I studied with this Native American Cherokee shaman Standing Bear for 7 years. And one of the most important insights that he has given me in his teachings is the fact that most of our wounds, we all have inner wounds, but most of our wounds, they are experienced and they stay with us, but they are experienced between birth and 8 years old. If you think about it, the way he explains it is our energy centers, our 7 chakras have no spiritual protection. If you want to look at it in a different way, our heart has no protection. Everything that comes from the people that are significantly important in our life from an emotional aspect. Our parents, our siblings, between 5 and 8, those are the first school experiences, teachers, relatives, peers, buddies. That is when those pains do happen, and unfortunately, because of this lack of protection, they penetrate so deeply that they cause important deep wounds, and they stay with us. It is a natural reaction when we experience pain. Somehow, somewhat, we go to a place where we stuff it away. We avoid it, we don't think about it, we just put it away because it is simply too painful to face it. But it's never healed. The pain stays there. So, how do we heal it? And here is where the important part of this particular topic really comes through. Because we are not aware of these wounds, we become aware of them when people push our buttons. we become aware of them because of the consequence, which is that anger that we experience when somebody says something and hurts us. Most of the time, when you think about this, how do I recognize the button pushing the old pain? It is because usually the reaction that we have is instantaneous, and it's usually, it does not match what's happening. A person says one word, and we have this huge reaction of being so upset, and it's just one word. So it is disproportionate, and that is a good way to recognize it. So think about those times, and instead of focusing, oh, this person is hurting me, think about what's going on. Is there something deeper here? And try to see if whatever they are saying, whatever they are doing, is triggering an episode in your memory of a past painful experience. Because if you can go back to that, the initial experience, and think about it, nourish your heart, and try to heal it. There are many different ways that it is possible to do that. It goes beyond the speech, unfortunately. Then a permanent change can happen that will help you considerably in healing the wound, so that next time the situation presents itself, you learn how to deal with it so much better. Now, why is this important? Why the entire concept of emotional intelligence is important is because pain is contagious. If you do not heal it, you spread it to others. Just like a sickness, who do you spread it to? To the people that are closest to you. Likely the people that you love the most. That's why it's so important to use emotional intelligence to make a change, to make that change now, to make that change permanent and lasting, so that healing can take place, so that I really care for the people that I love, because I will not transmit that pain to them. Thank you very much.
Very good.